And I shall record and welcome to everyone that's attending tonight for our training in 90-Day New You. First of all, I'll be doing a training in the Facebook group, which is right here on my phone, and I'm also hosting a small group coaching platform right here on my laptop. So if you see me diverting from one to the next, I'm trying to include everyone. So if you're in the Facebook group, go ahead and put your comments in the chat. I'd love to hear from you there. And certainly as well for my participants here in our small group coaching program, you can go ahead and utilize the chat as well. And if you would, Judy, if you can just mute yourself right now for while I'm just doing this training part, that would be fantastic. No trouble. Nope, this is just housekeeping so that everything is, that's perfect, thank you. And this will just be for the training session that I'm doing right now. Last week, I talked about the importance of accountability and how that is a key component to success for everyone, no matter what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Accountability and having someone there to check up on you, to hold you accountable to the things that you chose to desire to achieve, really ensures your success. Why? Because you will so easily give up on yourself before you would give up on anyone else. So when you have invited someone to participate as your accountability partner, you know that they're going to ask you about that thing that you told them that you were going to do. Therefore, you will much more likely hold to your commitment of achieving that thing. So if that makes sense, go ahead and type yes in the chat. And if you missed that, go ahead and in the Facebook group will be the recording, the video of that session. So you can get a refresher, a recap anytime. The easiest way to do that is inside the Facebook group, hashtag Ask Dr. Stacey 90-Day New You. That's the Facebook group. You all have access to that. Go to the tab where it says media or photos and videos. Click on the videos section, and then you will see all different kinds of videos, but you will also find the one titled Accountability, and that was the one that I did last week. So this week, I'm going to be discussing priorities, because priorities is a key component in regards to what it is that you do want to achieve, what you want to accomplish. And as you step into your to-do list, as you do that, how often through the course of the day have you actually run out of day before you've run out of list? So what that means is you have a list. Giselle's killing herself laughing right now. She has 8 children, so yes, her to-do list I'm sure is pretty extensive. And the things that you want to do for you on the to-do list don't necessarily even see the light of day. So here is where I'm going to talk about wow. Jane says wow in the chat. Giselle says always to-do list is never finished. Yes. So when you are creating your to-do list, the thing that happens is, say it's Monday. It gets to be bedtime. You still have 6 things left on the list that you never got accomplished. Even though you wanted to do that yoga class for yourself, even though you wanted to do that meditation, even though that thing that you wanted to do for you, for your self-care, it was on that list, but it never got taken care of. Why? Because other things were prioritized ahead of that thing that you had chose to do for yourself. That's why priorities are so important. So now comes Tuesday, brand new day. There's still some things that were left on the list from yesterday, so you transfer them onto Tuesday's list. But then what happens? Tuesday's list gets reprioritized. And the stuff at the bottom of the list sorry, my Wi-Fi just kicked out my Zoom meeting, so I'm just waiting for that to reboot before I continue. Just bear with me a minute. The circle of death is spinning, and it will come back. It's trying desperately to connect. This is country living at its finest. So as we continue to utilize the to-do list, you transfer it over to the next day. But it gets reorganized, it gets reprioritized. That's the problem. Because maybe the stuff that you planned to do for yourself won't necessarily end up at the top of the list on Tuesday. It too will get shuffled back to the bottom on Tuesday, and perhaps not even get accomplished then either. Why? Because you have prioritized different things for your life, for your day, rather than yourself. So it's really important to shift priorities, to align the things that you want to do for yourself as being the top priorities, to ink them into your schedule. I call those hard entries on the calendar. Hard entries. They're inked in. They can't be erased. They're non-negotiable. They're not penciled in. They're inked in. And that is what's so important in regards to prioritizing your self-care. Because if it's not at the top of your priority list, then it certainly isn't going to get done. Now, I'm just going to reboot my Zoom. Just 1 second. So priorities are whatever it is that you make them to be. And if your priorities are to do the bidding of everyone else and all of their tasks and all of the things that they demand, then of course you're not going to be able to take care of the things that you wanted to do for you because they're not high enough on the priority list. So that really is the issue. Self-care has to be prioritized because as a little girl growing up, I was always taught to share with others, to give to others, to do other things. And that is what made me feel that doing things for myself was being selfish. It was taking time away from others. But what I came to understand was that when I prioritized my self-care and when I prioritized me, then I was able to re-energize, rejuvenate, regenerate, fill up my cup. Instead of living a life of fatigue, frustration, and exhaustion, I was actually now stepping into living a life being energized, fulfilled, and coming of a place from where my heart was full. So that's what I wanted to share with you in regards to priorities and shifting those. If you have any questions, please go ahead and type them in the chat here right now. What I'm going to do now, seeing as how my Wi-Fi is still messed, I'm going to have to connect my phone as a hotspot to my laptop so that I can continue with the small group coaching with our community. So if you want to learn more about how to participate in the small group coaching, then just type below the video, tell me more, and we can connect, we can get on a call, and I can share with you some information in regards to that and how that can fit for you. And the spinning circle of death really is a pain in the butt. Oh. All right, I don't see any questions here. So in regards to self-care, some of the things that I like to utilize myself is taking time to relax and being outside. And I'll go and read a book out on the patio. Now that it's summertime, it's amazing. The weather is warm, the birds are singing, and it really is a wonderful time to spend outside, to ground, to be with nature, and to take time just for me to read. I love to nourish my mind and learn new things. So that's one of the things that I like to do. Going out for a run, of course, is another thing, how I rejuvenate and replenish. Exercising, keeping my body healthy and fit at the same time, but also having some solitude and peace and quiet while I'm out running really is a wonderful way. Other things that I do for self-care, oops, sorry about the camera, is to have a nice warm bath before bed. Do some meditation, listen to a guided meditation that can just drift me off into Never Never Land and really help to unwind my mind, reduce tension in my body, and really help myself to get a really great night's sleep. Sleep has never been an issue for me, so for some people it really is an issue. So having a great bedtime routine, that's one of the tips in the 10 Down 10 Days guide, is a sleep routine. So if you haven't looked at that lately, go ahead and review it, go back to that, pardon me, and check it out. All right, so I will call that a night for the live inside the Facebook group. I'm going to continue with our small group coaching on Zoom. And if you want to know more about that, go ahead and just type "tell me more" in the comments below. In regards to our next session, I will be posting inside the group 90 Day New You and letting you know when our next live training will be that I will be hosting. For now, go ahead, get back into the course material, follow along, join us for these weekly live trainings, and I'll see you in the group. Bye for now.